got it. Okay. Welcome everyone to the March 6th, 2026 Geneva IDA meeting. I'd like. Sounds good. All right.
Good now.
Like,
Unless that's feedback from somebody's phone.
testing 1, 2, 3. All right, good. Just got
Go to the YouTube and mute it on the YouTube. Okay, muted on YouTube. Okay, I think we're good now.
all right. Like a motion to call them. I'd have to do a motion. Think so. I'm reading the paper here. All right. I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. Josh, why don't you read the mission statement, if you would?
Sure. The Geneva IDA was created to promote, develop, encourage, and assist in acquiring, constructing, maintaining, equipping, and furnishing certain types of projects and facilities to advance the job opportunities, health, general prosperity, economic welfare, and recreational opportunities of the citizens of the city of Geneva.
Thank you. That's why we're here. First agenda items are the housekeeping stuff. The agendas before you, is any additions or deletions? Like to add to it. Full schedule. Talk about, all right. February 6th minutes and the financial report from February 6th. We're gonna lump those together. Unless anyone objects, I'd like a motion to approve them. If there's any corrections. Wait, okay, thank you. Second, Josh. Any corrections or additions? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 All right, passed. Okay, the Webster Properties, Miles, I see her on the phone.
And financial report.
Financial. Oh, I lumped them together. I'm sorry. I said both. You want them separate?
I didn't know if you wanted an update at all.
I can give a brief update. The only activity that there was in the month of February was a $500 application fee for Pivotal for their pilot application. One thing I did want to bring up is the bank account is at 24,000 and change. But there are some end of year bills from the city and for the audit upcoming and prior that need to be paid. And so there's 17,000 and change in the money market and 76,000 in the CD. And I wanted to kind of get the temperature of the board to determine which one of those accounts you'd like to pull some money from.
We did the 25 a month ago.
So what I did there was I transferred money into the account for the Webster,
Yeah.
and then when they built that back up over 25, took it back out.
Okay.
So
we cut
it was
this
just
is
a wash, basically.
all right. So what we talked about.
Yep.
First of the year.
I just did it just to cover
Yeah.
in the interim and then pulled it back out. And I talked with John at Webster about that. But at this point, the IDA itself has some bills that have to get paid. And I just don't want that balance to drop too far. So the easiest thing to do would be to take it from the money market. So we're not losing any, we're not being penalized on our interest rate from the CD. So my, I guess, ask would be to take maybe 10,000 from that account, move it into the checking. We aren't going to use it all, but just to have things kind of covered so we don't get the balance too low.
Okay. Any discussion on that?
I don't know if we know this, but do we know what the interest rates are on the money market?
On the money market, it's low. I mean, I think it's like 0.25.
Okay.
Like it's very,
It's very low.
and it's a little bit higher on the CD. I think it's around 2%.
Okay, yeah.
And we can look at that also when that CD matures, we can look at maybe just rolling over principal or something like that, and maybe putting the interest into the bank account. But when that comes up, I'll bring that to the board.
So essentially, we've already approved this transfer of money a few months ago, right? Or do you want this?
Well, this would be a difference, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think it would be good if we did someone made a motion to transfer $10,000 from the money market account to the checking account. And then I can make that happen after.
Okay, Adam is asking for a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Kyle, would you like to participate? Would you like to second that motion?
Second the motion.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
So, and it will be the money market, yeah.
Yep,
Okay,
thank you.
all right, so now we need a motion to approve the minutes. RJ, what do you
Oh,
think?
we got those.
Yep, we already did those.
You got those together.
We did those together.
Yeah, okay, well.
That was fine. I just wanted to make sure you got this other piece of the
Okay,
financial. You're good.
We're good. I'm understanding my directions there, I guess. Okay. All right, Miles, now you have some notes for us, updates for the American.
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Thanks.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I think we just recently signed a lease with a new tenant, Samson Glass. That was within the last couple of weeks or month. And then we had a nice showing yesterday with a not-for-profit group. So those things are starting to pick up a little bit in terms of tours. We made it out of the winter okay without any major, roof issues. It's just really tough with that roof. It's like a sawtooth roof. It just collects a lot of stuff. So I think we're somewhat unscathed with that. And then the next item of business, I did send an email out. I think I sent it to 3 of you about that asbestos bid, the one that actually came in.
Yes, you sent that yesterday, Miles.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
got it.
All right. So yeah, and we're still, I don't know why other people are super slow with even getting it. They haven't looked at the project. So we have at least one bid to start. I did talk to the gentleman from the Department of Labor. He's okay as long as he knows what's going on, and that's the process. And we're on, and we're starting to get some traction. He marked that down and was happy with that last discussion. So I think now that we kind of took the bull by the horns and steered that in the right direction, and they're seeing progress with quote coming in and things like that, then we're on a good path.
And on the fire reinspection, I did talk with the deputy chief yesterday. Because Mr. Ritter's wife passed, he was gonna delay that reinspection for a few weeks, just to give you guys time.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, we're more waiting for them to contact us when they're ready. We were well along with the stuff that we needed to do as the management company. There's still some tenant improvements that people were working with code enforcement on, and that's they were moving along with that. So I don't know if that one or two items has been totally completed yet, but the majority of the sightings were handled.
If I could just one point on that, the deputy chief did say the inspection wasn't of the complete space that they needed to. So the violations from the first one isn't the totality of what they're gonna look at this time, just so we're aware of that.
Okay. Yep.
Miles, where's Samson Glass gonna go, and how much square footage?
Yeah, they were in dire need of a space. I guess they had an issue with their space. So they're just in almost like we just carved out a little area for them in that larger space so they could store some equipment until, something more substantial were to open up, and then they could grab that. I think they were just in dire needs to get out of their current space. He had briefly explained something to me. I'm not totally in the know on the whole situation, but he just I just need to move and get situated so I know I'm not I don't know if the property was selling or the landlord wanted to do something with it. So he's happy. It's a new owner of that company. We've done business with them at the can before he owned it, so we're familiar with them and have a good working relationship with them. So that should be a good growth opportunity for them as soon as we have some other space that opens up.
Any questions of Miles while we have him on the phone?
Yeah, just a couple brief ones. Adam, have we received financials on the GDC as of late?
I don't believe so.
No,
At one point, we were receiving like a monthly or quarterly
yeah,
reporting.
we just have to
we have-
request.
Yeah, we can request it though.
Okay. Hey, Miles, yeah, we're gonna be requesting some updated financials for the building, just so we know where we're at. Because at
Yep.
this point, we're approaching the end of the first quarter of 2026, and we do really need to have a financial update as to what's going on at the building, because there are some concerns there. Also, we did have a question on the November 17th, 2025 payable report. I don't know if maybe that got lost in the communication or something. That's totally fine. There was a charge for labor expense from Webster Properties of $10,775. We're just kind of looking for what that labor expense charge was.
You know, I'd have to dial down on that further. It'd be hard for me to speak that, but my controller could pull that up and present that to Adam if he want. Like, and normally that report, I think what was missing is we used to get, you know, whatever you guys need from us, we're, you know, transparent. We've got great bookkeeping, so just go right off to you. I think there was just a, you know, I don't know what the hiccup was, but you what you request, we give you. So whatever you need, we'll get you. And that question, if you want,
Perfect, thanks.
have
And
him
then,
ask that, and then John will get that a better answer for that than I could without, you know, really drilling down on it.
yeah, and we really appreciate that, Miles. Thanks. So like for the next meeting, is it possible that we could have say an updated financial report before the meeting, so we just kind of are aware of things before we get here? I think
Yeah, I think that should be the norm, you know, so that's what we did before and it was requested of us. So I think that's what just got missed. Somebody didn't, you know, either get the request and just went on about their day and maybe thought that, you know, something was different. So I think we've already been in email contact with somebody about requesting that on the regular for these meetings. So
Yeah,
Not a
yeah, that's
problem.
good. Let's just consider that the standard. Thanks so
Yep.
much.
absolutely.
Anything else? Any other questions? Okay, Miles, thank you. Thank you. I think we're all set. If you want to step off here, you're welcome to.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Taylor.
Yes.
Pilot application.
Yeah, so for Pivotal, we did receive responses to the written request, so we'll make sure to get those circulated. And then we were able to provide that information to MRB. So MRB is working on the CBA. They only had, I think, 2 or 3 follow-up questions, so it should be really close to being complete, so we should have that soon. On the DeSales, I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the update here is we were supposed to have a vote today, but we didn't have quorum, so we're just pushing that vote to a time at which we have quorum.
Yeah.
Was my understanding,
It was.
yeah.
We do have quorum now, but I think we weren't based on
We pulled, yeah.
votes or something, so.
We're
and
just
I
like
was-
Congress. We know what the votes are before they happen.
So, Andy Timon, also, we wanted him to be here, and he wants to be here
Yeah.
when we do that. So I had reached out to him to say, come to this meeting, and then I said, never mind, don't come to this meeting, and then I'll let him know to go whenever we do get to that vote.
Do you know if they're on a time crunch or anything? I know
I don't
that
believe so.
the building's kind of just sitting.
Yeah, they're expected to complete, I think, next winter now.
Yeah.
Delayed
For sure.
slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that timeline, so I can pull that up and let you all know what that is. But they are working. We're working with the state as far as the grant funds go, and they've been, you know, responsive, and we've been moving that along.
I don't believe we're holding.
No,
Okay,
no,
all right, good.
yeah, but I do have that timeline.
So let's put it on the, ask Andy to come, we'll put her on the agenda next.
I'll let him know.
Next month, yeah, okay. Right,
As part of the update from Pivotal, did we get financial information?
Yeah.
By chance? Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Is it possible for us to circulate that when available?
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. No, we'll definitely do that. We just got it earlier this week and
Okay.
tried to get it over to MRB as quick as possible.
Okay, any questions of Taylor on the current pilots? Okay, Lowell, you're comfortable?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Resignations and nominations. We do have two apparent. Lowell, would you say that Mike Reeder, the letter that he sent you, and I contacted him, he didn't actually say he was going to resign. Didn't he say that he thought he should resign because he can't make the meetings? Or do you think it was official at that point?
It wasn't really official. He seemed to have two options, but he also said his workload was increasing and his travel requirements were increasing. And I did not speak to him, but we exchanged emails, and I tried to get him to come to this meeting because it was important, but haven't heard back from him.
I did the same thing, and he did write me saying he was going to be out of town this morning. All right, I'll follow up with him, ask him to send a letter if that's his intent. Or we should have something official, okay?
Yep.
Okay,
All right. All right, and then Jan Regan also resigned about a week or 2 weeks ago, 3 or whatever, because of her commitments to the county. Kind of using up her available time, and she was out of the country right now. So she would have, I'm sure, come today if she could. But so that means we do need to get the nominating committee active again. We have two positions now. There is some, and we've talked to Stephen about this a few emails during the week about, you know, our charter. Our charter says 7 people, quorum of 4. Our bylaws are not charter. That can be changed by the city council. But that's where we're right now. So I think we're actively looking for two people. There's also, we should also understand kind of where we're going to be in September, when terms are up. I know I'm done. And I don't know if there's anyone else do you have that? You have that information?
Yeah, do you want me to send it around? Do you want me to send it to you? Or to everybody?
Well, we should know if there's anyone else. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
the bylaws say 7-year terms with, you can do a second term.
Right.
That's the way it's right.
I got to get started on this. I ain't got much to do.
sorry. I have a painter showing up.
Oh, wait, I'm getting ready to leave.
Okay.
No, no.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
All right, that's okay. Just happy I wasn't hearing. So anyway, that's up. So I guess the general thing right now, and that's you and Lowell, the nominating committee.
That's us. Yep.
Yeah, if you guys have, if any of us have people right now, the way, and we've checked this out. It has to be a city resident and to be on the board. So Kyle, you kind of opened up a new set of friends and neighbors for us.
Yeah.
We've pretty much tapped out everyone I can think of.
And we will put a call out, I think it's going out today as part of our weekly city updates saying that there are applications, you know, how to do that for the IDA. Nicole will get all those applications.
Okay, but, and that's through the city website and stuff, and there are people that sign up for that on a regular basis, but I think if there are someone that you think would be a good fit here, someone that has a good background, we try to spread out the background. We're not as rigid. I don't think we have to have someone from,
No, you're not as rigid. LDC has requirements
Yeah.
so they can X a number of finance. I think looking at this group and thinking of who we already have represented and maybe some other sectors would be good, but it's not as rigid.
Right. So if someone lives in town and they would like to participate, certainly put their name in the pool. Normally, we don't have a huge pool. It's not primarily because Stephen can't overcome that wall. If only he had a little bit more. Okay. we're gonna ask a few folks that the next thing, I guess we're done with the current business, new business, we're gonna ask Taylor to leave the room. Because we're gonna discuss the appointment of the executive director. And how that's gonna maintain, is there anyone else that should leave the room, just her?
I mean, you can ask staff to leave the room if you wanted to. That's up to you.
You wanna go into executive session on that, we go because there's money, sure.
Yeah, you could go into executive session.
Well, why don't we talk about it, we can do the motion to do it in executive session. Or is there anything to?
So you have to vote in public, but you can go into executive session to discuss that and the roles and responsibilities for that. Do you want to do the other stuff before you go into executive? Is that what you're asking?
Correct.
I mean, we can leave her out there. That's all right too.
We should probably come back in, if you wanna do it all in an executive session, that makes sense. No, thank you, that was very quick. All right, so the ongoing projects, Amy, if you want to bring us up to date on the reports, the diner
Yes,
training project with Gary.
yes,
Jerry?
actually, I will look to, I know Stephen and Lowell were making that connection, so Stephen.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Jerry last week or the week before. Let him know that we could basically move as fast as he wanted, and his preference was he would like to get kind of the local approvals and everything, which is understandable, in place, and then we could close thereafter. So I basically told him, you know, we get the documents teed up, ready to go, and then once he gets all of his approvals, simply just signing.
And Lowell, you talked to him about the site plan? You kind of
I
gave.
did. I did. He still asked me if I would do the drawings, and I said I can't, I won't. I gave him a couple of copies of the sketch I did. He wants more parking. He also, let's see, what else did he say? He said that he wanted to take care of things and get his approval. He signed any contract, as Stephen just said. And he's still recovering from his car accident. I told him that I did not abide by the zoning code, and he wanted to check that. He was going to call Neil to make sure he could get the right setback. I just did a sketch just based on what I would do with the site. So he's going to be busy. He has no computer. He does not have a cell phone. So it's all by telephone or mail.
Well, thank you for keeping in touch with him. It's good that we respect his opportunity to come to the city.
And he does know what he's doing. He has done development work in the past, so he
That's
asks the right questions.
Good. Joint Economic Development Meeting, Amy?
Yes, so the chairs of LDC, BID, and IDA, along with city staff, met earlier this month, or last month now.
Yeah.
To just dust off the economic development strategy. So that was a report that the 3 entities or 4 entities put together in 24 and 25 to see where we're at with that report, what has been done, and continue to divvy out the different responsibilities. Taylor, I don't know if you have any other updates from that
Yeah.
meeting.
I think it went really well. I think we identified a number of kind of goals that were in the strategy that have already been achieved or we're working towards, as well as identifying a few that maybe don't make the most sense. And we should take a look at either kind of adjusting those, removing them, whatever that is, which I think is also helpful in the discussion. You know, priorities change. And so I think it was really good. I think we discussed continuing to do that on a quarterly basis, as well as the potential for bringing in the full bodies of those organizations to do a retreat, for lack of a better term. So more to come on that.
The other piece is then starting to incorporate some of that work into these agendas. You guys had a bit on this agenda, plus quorum was questionable, but we will continue to incorporate it if it's not already there. One of the things is, you know, to help businesses support them through pilot applications. You're doing that. So there's some stuff there. I would say, and I can send it out or with the minutes, dust off that. We
Yeah.
did spend some significant time on it. One of the reasons it was paused is also because it's been nearly a year since all of the realignment in City Hall, and I'm happy to say that we're fully staffed starting next week for the first time since May last year. On that side of things, not as a staff. I don't know that I'll ever have that.
If you could email that report, because there's some people that, I mean, it's something, it's a pretty long thing. It gives action items for all three of those organizations and the city, the
Yep.
4 organizations of who's responsible for what. Some of them are, and that's kind of what we parsed at this meeting. Some were pie in the sky type of things, you know, when we kind of said, well, that's not reasonable. Let's focus on things that can get done. So it is a document that we paid for. We spent quite a bit of time. David West kind of spearheaded it, and it involved the community. I mean, it wasn't just a few people sitting down saying this is what you should do. It was a good activity. So it's good that we're taking advantage of it. At least one report's off the shelf.
Yes, yeah.
And we're gonna start to use it, so. And the other thing, Lowell, what I suggested is that you start coming to those meetings. I think they'll allow you, I didn't get approval for that, but I would like you to join the meetings. They're quarterly. Just that, because my tenure is just about up, it should be, this obviously is gonna survive, you know, but this is gonna go on for a little bit, so I think it'd be good if you were up to speed.
I can attend, just to give me a heads up on the dates, I'll be there.
Yes, yeah, and it just started with the chair and chairs of those, and executive director. We can expand or whatever we want to do with those groups. It was actually in the report to have that meeting. So another thing checked off that we at least started that.
Okay.
Lots of transition there. And then RFP releases.
Yeah.
So and I need to get with Steven just to finalize our RFP for the demolition of Building C. And then once I have that, as we discussed, we'll send that out to the group and then put that out to get that. I just haven't had a chance to check in with Steven, so.
And as far as the asbestos abatement, we don't need to get multiple bids if no one else shows up with it.
Yeah, so the plan right now is to look at taking the building down as is, which would mean they would still need someone to review the asbestos before they did that. We'll do it as a subcontract within it, so they could use an outside firm. But the other asbestos abatement, we don't need an RFP because it's an emergency.
If all they can get is one, I mean.
Yeah, as long as we can show that we've done the due diligence,
Right.
reach out to multiple,
Yeah.
yes.
And a reasonable length of time is that. How do we pay for it?
You could request from revolving loan.
That'd probably be the best option.
Yeah, we might have to do a request.
It's fine. There's not, of course, there's not time to get a grant or anything. I mean, this is kind of the type of thing. I mean.
No.
Not for the-
And essentially the RLF would, not a grant, but it could be a low to zero interest loan, potentially.
Okay, all right. So, we can discuss, once that's kind of decided, we can discuss an executive session.
That's fine.
Okay, I'm down to city council. Chris, thank you for joining us and it was chipper this morning.
Yeah, appreciate being here and work you're doing. The only thing I have to report is that the city's efforts to re-examine some of the fundamentals of the way we operate to get the policy people, council, more attuned to what exact financial operations to an ad hoc financial committee are underway. And what I've seen so far, again, I always remind you of 1 of 9. I see the potential for a much more informed and understand council about the nature of the city's finances. The total indebtedness the city is already been clarified. And it's significant, and I think you're gonna start seeing pretty soon from that committee some new procedures for the way we operate, with the expectations of the council's understanding of its finances when they make policy decisions. I think some of those things will eventually, through some of the committees that the mayor is pushing, will bring things back to your table to examine. We're looking a whole lot more at return on investment for city assets and city investment in things, including, obviously, you have most of the leadership of this administration in this room right now. So that I think things will come back to this board through this process to examine how we're doing it. Personally, as I've not been quiet about, I think that there should be and can be a new push from the city of Geneva, the largest city in Ontario County, to look for more substantial collaboration and partnerships. We pay $8 per thousand to the county for what we're doing, and I don't know that the council or any of our agencies really engaged directly with the county as intimately as I believe they should. But these are things that are going to come up, and I think will push in a good, healthy way for the city to start confronting its real conditions. So obviously, economic development is the biggest important way that we can advance an $88 million long-term debt, and the town and city relationships and surrounding towns and things like water and sewer need to be revisited for both fairness and efficiency. And those things are going to happen. And I think, in my opinion, the biggest impediment in front of you is the cost of doing anything in this city right now. So if we address that, that's addressing your issues too. But I don't think there's anything specific coming out of there yet that I can.
Sure. All right. Well,
But I just want to let you know, I think there's substantive. We have people on the ad hoc financial committee who work at Wall Street and are experts in municipal finance. And I think you're going to see some substantive understanding of the great work that Adam and Amy are doing already. So, and we have great to see partners here from the county too.
Counselor, don't forget you have another ad hoc committee that starts on Monday.
Right. There's downtown development and then housing is next. All of those come back to you guys at some point or other if you're part of. See.
okay. Thank you, and thank you for continuing to come. We'll look forward to your comments in the future as these things settle out.
Sure.
Ryan, you want a rebuttal?
Oh, yeah, I appreciate your comments. Just to give you an idea of how little collaboration there is. I've been in Geneva every day this week, so I think most of the boards that I work with at the county continue to extend an invitation or look for input from the city of Geneva. It's an important partnership. It always has been and it always will. So I take a little bit of offense, but we can talk about that.
I don't think the problem's on. I don't think the problem's on your side. I think it's on our side. But that's
so we'll continue to look for ways to work together and collaborate. The county is always here to support all of your efforts, whether it be through the IDA, the LDC, or anything that Amy called me with. And I appreciate the partnership that the city has provided my department. At least I can't speak for all departments. Last week before last, when was it, Amy? We see each other a lot.
I was gonna say, I've spent so much time with you last week. I don't remember. I was in the county buildings more than City Hall.
So it probably isn't, great to hear from counselor, but anyway.
Well, one day was jury duty. Let's remember that.
We asked Amy to sit in on our hiring committee for the housing position at the county economic development. I appreciate her help with that. And we have made an offer and have accepted, so that should start in April 20th. That we're targeting right now. And not for any reason other than they would like to exhaust some of their vacation, just trying to cut it off in passing. This one isn't on county government. This is trying to use a vacation before they start, so they can be ready for the ferry. I think it's important also to know, mostly because she's sitting next to me, Mount Leftwich and community development over the first 4 months have been fantastic and have not exceeded my expectations. So there's a lot going on in economic development, county level. Whereas we always would like to work with. Other than the strategic plan will be, or the board will take it up in the next committee cycle. So officially, later this month, although it's been kind of unofficially underway for quite some time now.
Okay. Any questions? Either Chris or Ryan? Thank you. Thank you both for. Okay, now I'd like a motion to go into executive session to. Actually, yeah, read that motion if you would.
Executive session to discuss rate, sale or lease classes of real property held by the IDA and for contract negotiation purposes.
Okay, motions before us. Second. I'll,
You gotta ask the staff.
yeah,
And I gotta stop the YouTube to get HGS in a
Yeah.
minute.
or to go out and I'll leave on my own.
I don't mean, that's it.